To show us how to make change stick, would you please put your hands together and welcome the CEO of Gagement, Alfred Ablaza. Woo.
So hopefully you'll get something out of this throughout. But I'd like to start from the end, with the end, the takeaway message. What do we want to learn from this? So after any change that you put in operations, in manufacturing, let's make sure we build that continuous and consistent routine. And let's keep reinforcing it. Have that diligence, have that self-discipline of those two virtues that you want your teams and your frontline leaders to have after change. There's that demand of overall operational excellence. And you can see the theme of these three things, that it's about making things simpler, quicker, lesser, and obviously cheaper, which means change is inevitable. So, when we talk about a change, why does it fail? Sometimes, why does it fail? And just as a reminder, I'm happy to take any comments, one or two, if you want to share your experience. But what I have seen are these things. Often it's too top-down. Often we don't engage people as much. Not deliberately, but maybe because we just don't have the time, we don't know how to, or we simply just don't lead it. To your people, especially your frontline leaders, they're usually sandwiched in between, right? They've got the most difficult jobs. Your frontline leaders, supervisors, managers, team leaders. Do they have the knowledge and ability to really implement that change? Do they know the risks? Do they have the know-how on how to install the machine, or maybe what food safety risks that might come about? From a motivation point of view, what's the purpose that will drive commitment? So what is that? How practical is it, and how considerate are we in making sure that we convince all our team members, all our staff for that matter, what the purpose is of making that change? And we have to be truthful. Obviously, if it's about jobs, if it's about less hours or lesser market, we have to be, I guess, also truthful in that sense, because if things are window dressed, then that's also an ingredient to disaster of making an effective change. The WIFM, have you heard of the WIFM? What's in it for me? Always ask that question from your guys. What's in it for them? As much as it is for the business or the leaders. How can we sell this idea to them, even though it's a business decision, even though it's going to save the company, and even if it's going to save $600,000, it's still important to sell it to your teams. We're used to lag indicators: profit, sales, quality defects, waste. Those are all lag indicators. It's too late. It's a result. But maybe what you need in an organization, and what I really feel that you need to measure, is our lead indicators, and that refers to people's practices and behaviors. So it's the number of activities that would lead to good quality product, the number of activities that would lead to a very productive manufacturing line. So that's what lead indicators are. So when I implemented standardizing, they just got 5 to 6% performance improvement just by telling your operators what things should be done in the first place. I know it sounds a little bit odd, but certainly just to standardize is really key in sustaining the change. In the automotive industry, there's a thing called T-cards. Has anyone heard of T-cards? It's just a simple, very visual method. Usually it's used in the automotive, obviously not in Australia. It's every day an operator picks up an SOP, a random SOP, and this is an operator, not management, and audits that SOP. Are we still doing and performing that SOP to how it's written? Otherwise, let's change it. So again, it's a way of just constant check by the guys from the shop floor, so you can get them really engaged. So that's just a method. So build a system. Let's not rely on Billy, who's been working here for 27 years. He knows everything. And when the machines fail, we'll call Billy, because he knows how to tweak the machine. And he becomes a bottleneck. And it's important to have that system, I hope you don't have a Billy in your place, but a random name, John, Mark, it's really important to make sure that we have a system to carry itself, right? So that onto the next generation, the next shift, or the next team, you'll easily sustain that new technology. Sorry, can you speak louder?
How do you stop business as usual getting in the way?
So I don't like to see it as getting it in the way or it's in the way, because both are priorities. BAU is still important because you still need to get those products out the door to your customer. But at the same time, we need to install this new manufacturing line on the side at the same time. So I think they really have to work together.
How do you foster desire across a broad age group? So from an apprentice to someone who's been there for 40 years in industry.
You want you as the business owner or as the leader or as a senior leader, bring them along in the journey of why your company exists and why you serve your customers. And lastly, seek their ideas. Even if you've made up your mind on the design, just ask. Ask them, what do you think? They're the ones doing the job. And there's bound to be that last 5% of ideas, and people feel very valued in that sense. So, now I come to the last slide, the first slide. As I mentioned, after any operational change, it's really important to build that continuous and consistent routine. Keep that awareness and desire in the first place. Have the knowledge and ability so that people understand the change when you try to convince people. But more importantly, the fifth of those 5 words, reinforce. Let's not get too busy for the next change, because change is inevitable. It will always come. Have that diligence and self-discipline so that you could really see things through and things don't fall over again, because you've paid $600,000 for this new line. You don't want to repair that and spend another or replace it, or it just doesn't work, right? There's more losses there.
Please put your hands together for Alfred.
Thank you. Thank you.